The Admiral laughed when he asked the janitor, "What's your call sign, son?" He didn't expect the old man with a mop to look him dead in the eyes and reply, "Lone Eagle, sir." And just like that, the laughter stopped. Every morning before dawn, Mike Raines swept the hallways of the Navy SEAL training compound. Most people didn't look twice at him, a quiet single dad in his late 40s, worn boots, a faded blue cap, and hands rough from both war and work. He didn't talk much, just nodded politely and kept the floors shining. Some recruits called him Ghost because no one ever heard him coming. Others teased him, "Hey, janitor, you missed a spot!" But Mike never snapped back. He just smiled, kept working, and went home to his 8-year-old daughter, Emma, the only light left in his life after his wife's passing 3 years ago. One Friday morning, the base was buzzing. Admiral Stone, a decorated SEAL commander, was visiting. The man was a legend. Everywhere he went, tension followed. Mike was mopping near the briefing room when Stone and his entourage walked in. The Admiral's voice boomed. "All right, gentlemen, who's ready to earn their trident?" Laughter, adrenaline, intensity filled the air. Then the Admiral noticed Mike standing quietly by the wall. He smirked and said, half joking, "What about you, old-timer? You got a call sign, or just a mop?" The room chuckled. Mike paused, then looked up, his eyes steady, calm, piercing. "Yes, sir," he said softly. "They used to call me Lone Eagle." The room went dead silent. Admiral Stone blinked, his confident grin fading. The name hit him like a flashbang. He'd heard it before, years ago in classified reports, whispered in Afghanistan and Somalia. Lone Eagle was the call sign of a Navy sniper who saved an entire SEAL platoon after their mission went sideways. Stone's voice dropped. You're that Lone Eagle?" Mike just gave a humble shrug. "That was a long time ago, sir. Floors don't clean themselves." You could have heard a pin drop. The Admiral slowly stepped forward, his tone now filled with respect. "Why didn't you tell anyone who you were?" Mike smiled faintly. "Because nobody asked. Besides, I hung up that rifle the day I came home to raise my daughter. My war's over." Later that day, the Admiral found Mike sitting outside the supply shed, fixing an old floor buffer. "I read your file," Stone said quietly. "You saved my teammate's unit on the border of Helmand Province. You lost your spotter that night, didn't you?" Mike nodded slowly. "Yeah. My best friend, Jackson. I still hear his voice when I look at the stars." The Admiral swallowed hard. "You could have been a commander yourself. Why end up here?" Mike wiped his hands and looked at him. "Because rank doesn't raise kids, sir. Love does. I promised my daughter I'd never miss another birthday, another school play, another bedtime story. That's the mission now." Stone had no response. Only respect. A week later, the Admiral called everyone to the main hall. Mike assumed it was another inspection, until he saw the Admiral standing at the podium with something in his hand, a trident pin. "Every man here dreams of earning this," Stone said, his voice steady. "But some already have, in silence." He turned toward Mike. "This is for a man who taught us that valor doesn't fade with time, and that real heroes mop floors without needing medals." The entire room rose to their feet. Tears welled in Mike's eyes as he accepted the pin, not for himself, but for Jackson, and for every man who never made it home. That evening, as Mike drove home, Emma was waiting at the door. "Daddy, why are you crying?" she asked. He knelt, hugged her tight, and whispered, "Because sometimes, sweetheart, being brave doesn't mean fighting wars. It means keeping your promises." Later that night, under the soft hum of the porch light, Mike hung the trident on the wall above a photo of his fallen team. For the first time in years, he felt peace. The call sign Lone Eagle no longer belonged to the battlefield. It belonged to a father who finally found his way home.